Hey everybody, Eric and Matt here coming at you today from Heroes Comics and Gaming down on Baxter Avenue here in Louisville, Kentucky. Our friendly comic book game store. Wanted to come check them out and do a little follow-up to our last podcast, which went over pretty well. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it.
They dug it. Yeah, I got welcomed into the brew quite easily. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody seemed to like what you had to say. So we kind of had a discussion beforehand, and what we thought about our first topic was we're going to concentrate on superhero gaming. Notice the comic books.
There we go.
So, with superhero gaming, Matt, let's start with you. What is your go-to superhero game?
Oh, still Marvel Superheroes TSR.
Marvel Superheroes. Wow. All right. Well, let me tell you a secret.
Yeah.
I have never played Marvel Superheroes TSR. I can't figure it out. I had all the books growing up, but I have yet to play. And in fact, one of my really good friends, Jeff Cape, sent me the Phase Rip game, which is the
I just downloaded that, the hack. Yeah.
All right. And so I'm trying to figure it out. So you may have to run some Marvel
We'll do
Heroes.
a Civil War run. I love Marvel Superheroes because it came out, I think I was in high school, maybe just coming out of high school when it came out. Of course, I was super into comics at that time, and Champions and all that stuff came before that, and they were great in their own right, what they were doing. But Marvel Superheroes was tailored to play a Marvel Superheroes game. DC Heroes was a little more generic. You can really fit that for anything. But Marvel Superheroes did such a super job of breaking down like the established Marvel heroes in their weight class.
Okay.
Like the way they set it up was the way they had it in the comics. Like you knew the Thing, even on his best day, cannot take the Hulk, but he'll take a beating all day from the Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way it was set up was like his strength level was where the Hulk was and the of course angrier he got, it would escalate. And Spider-Man was just beautiful in that game. He was able to be set up to where he wouldn't, if he couldn't take down anybody, he could keep them busy long enough for somebody else to come in and take them down. Yeah.
So now, did you prefer licensed superhero games, or did you prefer the generic superhero games?
I preferred the licensed ones like Marvel because I knew where I stood. I was in a universe that I was familiar with and knew where it came from. I loved creating the superheroes in that game. Again, it was completely random. I probably made the most racist superhero I've ever made in a game using Marvel Superhero. I made a character that had Dark Force generation, like Nightcrawler can teleport through Dark Force dimension. Cloak uses the Dark Force power. He had Dark Force generation powers and ice control powers. So of course I called him Black Ice.
Yeah.
But he was white because I didn't know how to play a black guy. So.
We had, I always preferred the non-licensed ones, the games, and the reason being is I always had an issue with the games. Like I wouldn't agree with how the game designers had made the stats for the people. I was like, oh no, Batman's way more powerful than this, or Superman. Really, Superman is like the top pinnacle, and so I'd always take umbrage with.
I get it, and DC Heroes was like that too. I mean, it was actually the first game that kind of established Wonder Woman and Superman being on equal levels as far as strength, all-out strength and fighting, which I respected. I thought that was cool, especially back in the '80s when that came out. That really wasn't a thing happening at the time. Again, I liked the way Marvel was structured. It was the way I pictured it in the comics. Like Colossus was nowhere in the same strength level as like the Hulk. He might be able to take out the Thing on a good day. You know, they did a really good job of classifying who was where, as far as how smart they were, how fast they were. Fighting was a little up in the air because Cap was supposed to be the best fighter ever, but of course there's a lot of others in his weight class like Wolverine and others and stuff like that. So there's a lot of on that, but to me it seemed to be really structured as far as my idea of how the heroes ranked up.
Okay. All right. So moving forward from there, I'd say the superhero game I spent the most time playing would be Heroes Unlimited by Palladium.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into that at all?
I played that. I played a little TMNT.
Oh,
doing
yes.
that. I think everybody's tried that at least once because it just seemed to be geared for TMNT. They
Love them insanity rules.
Yeah, those are great. A lot of good source material for that in there. Playing them, taking on the Foot Clan and stuff like that. It was tailor made for that. I played a lot of Robotech.
Okay, I love Robotech. Yeah.
Yeah, played a lot of that.
Have you ever tried Mutants and Mastermind in any of its iterations?
Yeah. I've got the Pocket Guide. Play out of that most of the time. It's perfectly good copy just to run and gun with. Pardon me. It's a little more, again, generic as far as that, but they do a good job again of classifying the rules of system, easy to play with. I like it too. To me though, I'm a very, if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it thing. So there was nothing wrong with Marvel Superheroes, so I just kept staying with it. Just like when we talked about before, like West End games, Star Wars, there's nothing broke with it. D6. I'll play that rather than trying out Fantasy Flight because there was nothing wrong with it for me.
See, I do want to try Fantasy Flight because of the. I think it's got a very interesting dice pool.
It does.
A very unique dice pool, and I like to try as many things as I can.
Challenge yourself.
And challenge myself and figure out, okay, why did they do this, and why did they make it work like that, and then find a preference and
Yeah,
which one.
I mean the great thing about, and we're getting way off topic, we're going into sci-fi here, but the great thing about their dice pool was like you can succeed and fail all in the same roll. Like I think I've literally in one Fantasy Flight game shot a trooper, ran out of ammo, like the troopers realized I ran out of ammo, so they had an advantage to shoot at me while I ducked and ran for cover to try to reload. That all happened in one dice roll.
In one dice roll. See, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So while we're talking about superheroes, give me like your top 5 favorite superheroes.
Always Cap. Cap's always my favorite. I just love Cap. He's the go-to. Like nothing can go wrong with Cap.
Were you okay with the Hydra?
No, I wasn't.
No, neither was I.
That's
some bullshit, Marvel. That's flat out.
And Steve, that runs the store here, knows I stopped pulling my Marvel runs after Cap Hydra because I was so mad at that.
Yeah, that was not cool.
But I'm picking up other stuff. Yeah, it's just you don't pull Superman's cape and you don't mess with Cap's patriotism.
Right.
You don't do it. Superman is my other go-to. Spider-Man. If I had to round it out, it would be Batman, and then Wonder Woman now.
Wonder Woman, all right.
Yeah.
So, what was your first comic? Do you remember?
My first comic that I remember having and loving was The Untold Legend of the Batman.
All right.
You remember that one?
I do.
It's a little bit,
I
way back.
I have it in a box, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, it really got into the background of the whole Joe Chill, the killer thing for the first time. Told some secrets of the Batcave, his utility belt, his whole origin story was really well done. That's the first one I remember loving, and like I'm hanging on to this.
Well, see, funny enough, my first comic book was Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 333.
Yeah.
And I remember this specifically because I'd actually went to some people's house who was playing D&D. And they said, well, to play D&D, you need to pick a comic book character. I didn't know anything about comic books. So they told me to go to Rite Aid and buy the Marvel Universe comics. So remember those?
Yeah.
And I went there, they didn't have that, but they had that Spider-Man. And that was my first comic book.
What was in that issue?
That was, he was fighting Venom and Sticks and Stones.
Okay.
So Sticks and Stones, very, very Z-grade villains.
Okay.
Sticks wore like a tuxedo, had Death Touch, and Stones was just like a big Hulk-looking guy.
Okay. Hulk knockoff. All right.
So yeah. But very, very cheesy villains. But Spider-Man and Venom were in it, and I still love them. So yeah, if I had to do my top 5, Batman, Spider-Man, Tim Drake Robin. I don't know, hang with me. Hang with me.
Oh.
Dick Grayson Robin.
All right.
Hang with me.
Nightwing or Dick Grayson? Robin.
Robin. I like Robin.
Robin,
yeah.
okay.
And then Dick Grayson, Batman.
Oh, that's a good choice.
You
Dick
know,
Grayson did a good run as Batman.
when they did that storyline,
Yeah.
and
Who's
progressed
gonna
that,
take the cowl?
yeah, and progressed that Battle for the Cowl. I thought, okay, well, I mean, they should never bring back Bruce Wayne. This is the way that Batman should go.
Acrobatic and
Yeah.
kind of flashy.
And I
Yeah.
even came to like Damian, who I couldn't stand before he was.
Oh, I hated Damien.
I did
hated
too.
Damien.
But you know, I like him now because
Yeah.
of reading that, I started appreciating him and stuff like that. So
Who's the one that became the Hood? He was one.
that was
of
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd. I voted for him to die back in the day when you had the 800 number to dial. And it cost you like a quarter.
Yeah. See, I started reading right after that. Yeah, when I started reading was when not right after, but was when Tim Drake had first appeared.
Yeah.
So he like showed up and was like, "Hey, I figured out you were Batman," and that's where I jumped on the Batman.
Really, who could not figure out who's Batman?
So, yeah. So that's what we got for you guys today. If you're ever in Louisville, Kentucky, we highly recommend checking out Heroes Comics and Gaming. It's a great shop, got a ton of cool stuff. You're just seeing a small part of it right now, but we'll be coming back at you sometime soon. You got anything else to add, Matt?
I did want to ask you, we did talk about our first comic. What was your favorite comic?
Oh, my favorite comic?
Like your go-to? Hands down. I've got mine. Then I'll talk about mine and you can go to yours.
All right, I will tell you that my favorite comic, I can't give you a single issue, but my favorite comic run would be the Nightfall comic run.
Good run. That was a good run. Mine was Hulk 300.
Hulk 300. What happened then?
Hulk 300 was one where he went completely savage, like the Bruce Banner turned into the Hulk. His psyche inside of him. He was just completely savage Hulk, and he was just tear-assing through New York and like took down every hero. And this was like late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember the date, but like every hero tried to take him down, especially Thor. Like him and Thor fought for like 5 pages, and then Doctor Strange finally came along and just banished him to limbo. And Thor's like, yeah, I could have done it with my hammer, but I wanted to whip his ass.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
That's definitely a good one. So with a Hulk, do you prefer Gray Hulk? Do you prefer Smart Hulk or Dumb Hulk?
You know, I liked Smart Hulk, but I prefer Savage Hulk.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's what we got for you this week. I'd like to thank my wife, Jamie, for being our camera person.
Thank you, Jamie.
But in the meantime, I hope you have a great weekend and good gaming. We'll be back at you next time. Bye.
Take care.